Good day, everyone. My name is Christopher Brown Sr. My presentation today will be on cognitive development, which is the theory that I have chose for this presentation. Charles Darwin first developed thoughts of childhood development in his practice in the origins of theology, ethology. In the early 20th century, it was around 1919, Jean Piaget studied in the areas of philosophy and biology. He became interested in the way children think while in pairs working in the Binet IQ test in the lab. Piaget believed cognitive development is driven from believing a child gathers their thought pattern in 4 stages. The 4th stage is sensory-motor stage, which is birth to 2 years of age. The second is pre-operational stage, which is ages 2 years to 7 years of age. The third is concrete operational stage. This is 7 years to 11 years of age. And the fourth is formal operational stage, age 11 and beyond. Piaget believed that after studying children, there are four key concepts of thinking patterns that occur from birth to the end of their adolescence years. And the 4 concepts are: the first, the stages always occur in the exact order. Second, the stages never skip each other. The third, each stage is an important change of the prior stage. And the last stage, every stage includes the previous stage into itself. Next, I would like to play a video explaining the 4 stages and the concepts that I just mentioned. Real quick video. It's not going to take that long. It's only 3 minutes long. Enjoy.
Jean Piaget described children's cognitive development as a series of 4 stages. Each stage involves a different type of intelligence. A child's cognitive development is not just about acquiring knowledge. The child has to develop or construct a mental model of the world. Children go through the stages in the same order, and child development is determined by biological maturation and interaction with the environment. As the child develops and constantly interact with the world around them, knowledge is invented and reinvented. The first stage is the sensory-motor stage, which lasts from birth to about 2 years old. During this stage, children learn about the world through their senses and motor behavior. Young children put objects in their mouths to see if the items are edible, and once they can grasp objects, they may shake or bang them to see if they make sounds. Between 5 and 8 months old, the child develops object permanence, which is the understanding that even if something is out of sight, it still exists. The second stage is the pre-operational stage, which is from approximately 2 to 7 years old. In this stage, children can use symbols to represent words, images, and ideas, which is why children in this stage engage in pretend play. During this stage, we also expect children to display egocentrism, which means that the child is not able to take the perspective of others. A child at this stage thinks that everyone sees, thinks, and feels just as they do. Piaget's third stage is the concrete operational stage, which occurs from about 7 to 11 years old. By the beginning of the concrete operational stage, the child can use a set of logical rules about physical events called operations. Children begin to understand the concept of conservation, that certain properties of an object, like volume, number, or amount, stay the same even if its appearance changes. For example, if you pour water from a short, wide glass into a tall, skinny one, the amount of water is still the same, even though it looks different. During this stage, children also become less egocentric and begin to think about how other people might think and feel. The formal operational stage begins at approximately age 12 and lasts into adulthood. According to Piaget, the highest level of cognitive development is formal operational thought. Whereas children in the concrete operational stage are able to think logically only about real physical events, children in the formal operational stage can also deal with abstract ideas and hypothetical situations. Children in this stage can use abstract thinking to problem solve, look at alternative solutions, and logically test hypotheses using scientific thinking. Jean Piaget described children's cognitive.
And that was the video right there. What do you all think about that? I believe they gave a great illustration in 3 minutes concerning the 4 stages that Piaget talked about. Next, I want to talk about the child development over time. And I'm just going to speak about first the 1-year-old and then the 5-year-old. The 1-year-old at this age begins to stand. They begin to walk by themselves. They begin to develop pincer grasp, grab and hold of things, grabbing your finger, grab and hold of pencils, toys, things of that nature. They begin to speak words other than dada and mama, like no, yes. They also begin to point to objects they want, like maybe they bottle or a favorite toy they like playing with. Next, let's talk about the 5-year-old. On the slide, you can notice that I placed some things from the 1-year-old on there because the 5-year-old also does these things also. But then the 5-year-old begins to do things like he begins to skip, thinking he can run fast, begin to define simple words and tell you the meaning of them. They begin to dress themselves and get them a sense of entitlement that they are a big boy, they are a big girl. Now, because they can put their own clothes on and their own shoes. Applying the theory. Well, here's an example that I want to say concerning the 4 stages. In the sensomotor stage, let's just say the infant name is Sally. As an infant, Sally would explore the world. Let me move this out the way. As an infant, Sally would explore the world by using her hands and even her mouth. At this age, as an infant, they begin to put things in their mouth, toys, things like that. That's why you got to be real careful and keep things clear that cannot harm them. She then grew to understand actual objects. And then during the pre-operational stage, Sally loves to play dress up and pretend she is a princess. And then the concrete operational stage, Sally is able to follow several step directions. She also is able to logically think about individual directions. And then the formal operational stage is when Sally is able to logically think about concrete and abstract ideas. She could think of certain ideas of her own. What would you like to do today, Sally? She might say, I want to go to the park or ride my bike. They begin to tell us things like that. So there's just a few things to mention as applying the theory. And right here, I have all my references from the information and the resources I gathered them. And they're all been listed. And I thank you for tuning in today and taking the time out to listen to my presentation. Thank you all and have a good day. Thank you.